Go love your own enemies. Don't be loving mine. My enemies are the theocratic fascists. I don't love them. I want to destroy them.
You're a child made in the image of God. Oh no, you're not. You're a faggot. And you can't join your church and you can't go to heaven. This is disgraceful. It's inhuman.
Okay, so if I should tragically perish today and find myself face to face with God, and let's just assume, of course, it's the Christian God and not one of the thousands of other gods there have been in human history. Yes, it just happens to be Christianity that's the true religion, as opposed to all the other religions there have been in human history. Yes, it just happens to be Christianity that's true. So I find myself face to face with Yahweh. What questions would I ask this deity before he cast me writhing and screaming into the pit of hell? What questions? Assuming I'd even get the chance to ask these questions before being tormented forever simply for being born unable to believe. Okay, so here are some of the questions that I would ask this God. If you can see the future, why did you make Lucifer? Why did you punish him for being just what you made him to be? Same question would apply to human beings. Is everything according to your divine plan? Cancer, mental illness, diseases, decimation of the native peoples, the Holocaust, 9/11, 2004 tsunami, school shootings, little children accidentally killing themselves, siblings, friends with a gun. Since you made Lucifer, why are we supposed to blame him for all the bad things that happen in the world? Why do you blame humans for being attacked, tricked, or harmed by the very thing you knowingly made and put on the earth? If you're all-knowing and you can see the future, why do you regret making things? Why do you change your mind? Why do you punish the things you've made, knowing ahead of time they would become corrupted? Or do you just enjoy committing mass genocide? When you were slaughtering all the residents of all the towns of people already living in the land you wanted the Jews to have, did you first at least try to send in some people to try to convert them? Christians say those people needed to be slaughtered because they didn't know you and so they were evil. Did you ever at least try to get them to know you, show them your ways, make them see you are who they should worship? Or did you just order them slaughtered because they weren't of the right tribe? After Jesus had sacrificed himself on the cross, paying the ultimate price, did you and he have a big celebration when he returned to live for eternity in paradise again? Why is "thou shalt not rape," or "thou shalt not keep slaves," or "thou shalt not persecute others in my name," or "thou shalt not commit child abuse," or "thou shalt not be cruel to other living things," not in your 10 Commandments, but "thou shalt not make graven images" is? If your message is so important, why present it to groups of illiterate people in the Middle East and not to the Chinese who had better ways of recording information? Why allow it to undergo countless mistranslations and reinventing and interpolations by the church, and especially by the very sexist man Paul, who hated Jews? To the point that now there are 35,000 some different interpretations of what is called the truth. Since your truth is so vague and subject to so many interpretations that you never bothered to stop, why do you punish people for not being able to believe in you, especially when you provide nothing else but this vague, distorted book as evidence you exist at all? If you love us, why in my 51 years have I never seen you catch people falling from buildings, or stop tornadoes or hurricanes or tsunamis from hitting a town, or restore an amputee's limb even after he's prayed and prayed to you? Why do you not put before the path of the unbeliever the one thing you already know it would take to convince them, and spare them from hell, which you knew they were destined to go even before you made them? Why do you allow people like Hitler to be born? Or for that matter, Lucifer or Satan, i.e. Satan? Do you ever take responsibility for all the corruption you make? If you're all-powerful, why can't you just forgive people for committing the first sin that you knew they would make before you even made them, and put them in the garden in close proximity to the trickster, and pointed out the tree they should not touch? If there's nothing you cannot do, why not forgive humans instead of allowing little children to be taught that they are born corrupt and deserving to be tortured forever just for being born if they don't believe in you, or forcing humanity to do this one thing or be tortured forever? Anyway, so those are my questions. If I were suddenly face to face with the Christian God, those are the questions I would ask him. And yes, if I did one day meet him, he would have a hell of a lot to answer to. So anyway, if you've been watching, thanks. Bye!
I am absolutely convinced that the main source of hatred in the world is religion. And I think it should be religion treated with ridicule and hatred and contempt.